Hello everyone, thanks for joining me. My name is Eric DeChant and I'm making a request for expert knowledge and information to assist Project Traffic Light, which is a knowledge tool working to build awareness of human trafficking in courtrooms and other parts of the legal ecosystem. We're going to go through a quick purpose of the project, the background, the current state, and then my request for expert input and information to help the tool work better. So the general purpose is to stop the circle of human trafficking victims being arrested, usually for practicing whatever it is they're forced to do, being prosecuted by the criminal justice system, punished, and then simply returned to a life of forced labor. Ideally, we can accomplish this by making lawyers, judges, probation officers, especially those who are new to the job, make them more aware of the fact that some criminal defendants they work with have been forced to do what they're doing. Right now, my goal is to collect human trafficking victim stories, detailed stories. We'll get into that in a little bit. So I was at the Northwestern Pritzker School of Law Innovation Lab, where we combined law students such as myself with computer science students to build legal technology tools. The sponsors for my project were Judge Wilfredo Martinez, a senior judge, Orange County, Florida for 20 years, currently a board member for the United Abolitionists, seeking to eliminate human trafficking, and he was partnered with Brian Ulickney, who's a data scientist at Thomson Reuters, and also a board member of a great nonprofit. I'm the project leader. I was the scrum master of the team at Northwestern, and I am continuing the work on Project Traffic Light after the program has completed. So the solution that we came up with are knowledge tools. There are people and professionals that know information that can help victims of human trafficking, and there are other professionals in those same jobs that don't possess this information. So the more we can collect and make accessible and distribute the expert knowledge that's useful in identifying victims of human trafficking, the better. So we had some analogs to work with. The quick reference card is comparable to what comes mounted on a cardiac arrest crash cart, and it's simply a quick reference card with the information needed in a time of quick thinking and quick work to make sure that you arrive at the highest likelihood of survival for victims of cardiac arrest. The other type of tool, the expert knowledge tool, the most familiar version is TurboTax, where programmers have digested a huge amount of professional tax advisor knowledge and put it into a very easy to use tool, and Project Traffic Light functions similarly to that. So instead of a crash card, we have the bench card, which judges are familiar with, a quick reference card with different types of information, oftentimes laws or applicable statutes, especially if a judge has a wide range of court cases in front of them, in order to make sure they make the most even decisions over the course of time. They'll often have references available. So we developed the Traffic Light Bench card based on the knowledge given to us by Judge Martinez, and then also based on other research and information sources we could find. And it starts with the most likely indicators of human trafficking, and then encourages the justice professional to use our quick tool to make a determination as to whether someone is likely or not likely to be a victim of human trafficking. This link works if anybody wants to go to it. It's a very simple tool. You input a couple of different answers into some questions, and the tool comes up with either a likely or not likely indication that the person you're analyzing is a victim of human trafficking. But we're trying to improve the functionality, improve the accuracy of the tool, and also create a better range of geographical coverage. Right now, the way it's programmed, our tool is designed to work for basically Orange County, Florida. There are different patterns of human trafficking in different cities depending on whether tourism or construction is the major industry. And so the more knowledge that we can get from the larger number of professionals, the more accurate we can make the tool overall, but also we can make it tailored specifically to different areas. And Neota Logic has provided some assistance after my work at Northwestern in helping me develop a robust standalone tool that is driven by artificial intelligence platforms. Again, our goal, collect victim stories. 30 to 50 would be great. That's a great starting point to make a phase 2 tool properly functional. And we just need to describe a typical case in a high level of detail. So Judge Martinez pointed out there were often ID theft and grand theft auto charge combinations he saw in his courtroom. He was very confident that the defendants were victims of human trafficking and were also sex trade laborers, because the charge combination arises when a customer solicits a prostitute. They go to a hotel. The prostitute makes a request that the customer takes a shower first. While he's in the shower, she runs out of the room with his wallet and credit cards. The credit cards go to identity thieves that max out the credit cards. The keys to the rental car go to a getaway driver who immediately drives the car to a chop shop. And Judge Martinez pointed out that this was a fairly unique set of circumstances because of the high volume of spectator sporting events that happen in Florida. There's oftentimes a known large influx of mostly male alone attendees. Well, when I say alone, I mean not accompanied by their wives or girlfriends. And so we need more stories like this. This is a decent level of detail. If you plug in, say, 3 details out of this list, the tool will generate a likely human trafficking victim output. Second example was shoplifting for basic needs. Literally soap, deodorant, sanitary napkins, anything that is considered very basic to survival, because victims don't have their own currency to spend with. It's all kept by their handler. What often happens is someone's shoplifted for stealing basic necessities. When they do show up in court for their arraignment, they have a handler that attempts often to speak for them instead of allowing them to answer any questions, or the defendant will check with the handler before answering any questions. They oftentimes have jewelry, clothes, cell phones that appear to be far beyond their means. That definitely wouldn't justify someone stealing simply to survive. It's because they're provided with these flashy articles, but they don't have any money to buy them themselves. And oftentimes they are confused about where they are. They can't name the city because they've been brought in from a different place, again tying into the sporting event example. There are often large influxes of potential customers or venues for sex trade or for other types, construction trade, that can be identified by the traffickers in advance. If you have any information or input that aligns with someone who you've seen get processed by the criminal justice system that you felt or knew was a victim of human trafficking and had a set of details or a story that you could tell, or a typical case scenario that you've seen 30 and 23 of them all had a shared set of details. Anything that we can collect as expert knowledge, we can build into a tool that ideally will be at some point self-sustaining, funded, and deployable anywhere in the nation, or ideally the world, depending on what sources of expert knowledge we have. I have a couple other presentations that go a little bit deeper into the logic and the functionality of the tool. You're welcome to contact me, of course, for any more information or input that you might need to help clarify what it is that we're doing. And I hope that we can count on your help, and just reach out with any questions. Thanks.